What is up, YouTube family? It is Lartista here with another video. Today we are talking about studying. So this can go for anyone in high school, anyone in college, or anyone in between getting certificates and anything. But we're going to talk about tips for studying in any of those fields. The first topic, we are going to talk about organizing your study space. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little
messy.
hectic right now. It's not usually like this for her, I'm sure, but what that means is, like, when you're organizing your study space, making sure things aren't just laying around, kind of like what you just saw. But I mean, picking up after yourself, like, every now and then, frequently, just so you know where everything is. What do you want to say about that?
Well, I'm pretty much organized in my own mess. That's kind of how I like to think about it.
Yeah, so like having your own mess, but being comfortable with it. And then the second thing is explaining your answers to others, like other students. Meaning, like, if you get an answer, making sure you're right by explaining it to someone else, or if you're just mentally thinking that you're wrong, saying it to someone else usually helps. And for me, example, she tells me everything about what she does every single day. So if she thinks she got something right, or she has something on a review, or she's just studying something, she's like, hey Josh, come here, I want to show you what I'm studying. And then she goes through the whole list. She shows me diagrams. She shows me everything. I help her I quiz her sometimes on everything.
See, like I drew this picture.
She draws pictures all the time. Look at this.
So the spinal cord.
So
Pretty
she's
interesting.
she's about to talk about it again and just waste minutes on this entire video. But yeah, so explaining your answers to others always helps as well. Study groups. Study groups can be a really good thing. I saw her reaction to that. Study groups can be good because, like, there's other people going off of what you're saying, but there's other, like, two brains is better than one, like, kind of like that saying. Sometimes. But in her example, study groups can be kind of hectic. Do you want to add anything to that?
I mean, for study groups for me, on how I like to do them, I like to learn the new topics first, so I have a good understanding of what needs to be done. And then I go to the groups and then talk about it for more clarification.
Yeah. But the reason why she kind of gave that reaction is because there are some people that are kind of hard to study with, whether they're talkers, or they get off the topic a lot, or you just have a boyfriend that is very distracting. A lot of the time, yeah, she's pointing at me. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about myself, yes. A lot of the times you can, there's always someone that's there to distract you, but they can also be a very valuable tool to help you study. So study groups can be a big one as well. Taking regular breaks. I know this is something that this one doesn't do. Taking regular breaks can be very good for your brain because it kind of regenerates you. It gives you time to think about what you're doing. I mean, it kind of lets you start over a little bit. If you're studying 9 hours at a single time,
like what I do,
like what she does, she might, what I like to call this is like an overload in your brain. So you're studying so much that come time for the exam, you might forget everything or a little bit. It's just kind of overwhelming for everything that you're doing. Being comfortable while you study. So if you're uncomfortable, you can't really you can't really focus because your brain is, like, already focusing on not being comfortable. Like me, when I was at my house, it was, like, really hot because our AC was kind of messed up. So, like, it's kind of hard to just lay on my bed and there's flies landing on my legs and, like, it's hot, I'm sweating. It's hard to study in that. Like, that's just something that I can't do. But her house, it's like 60 degrees. She's got
my blanket.
She got a blanket.
Got socks.
She's got socks. I mean, everything's cozy.
Got my hair up. I don't wear makeup. Really don't care what I look like.
Or what she's wearing.
Most of the times I don't care.
Yeah, she doesn't care. But yeah, being comfortable while you study. I mean, like, you're not gonna want to study in, like, a suit. I mean, no one can study in that. But yeah, comfortable while you study. That's a great one. Eating healthy food. Eating food in general is, like, a big one. If your body is completely empty, your brain has nothing to go off of. Therefore, you're just burning energy that has already been stored, which is basically killing yourself.
Yeah.
Your brain needs like sufficient food inside your body in order to keep going. I know sometimes this one doesn't do that, but she's also very good at doing that.
I did that this morning. I woke up and I cooked eggs. I had grapes. I had a banana, and I made a strawberry banana smoothie with some almond milk. And then I had some snacks, like the grapes and everything. And then for dinner, I made pork chops and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
So
all that sounds very healthy. A big thing to take away from what she said is fruits. Fruit is a great thing to have while you study.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the ultimate brain snack. The things to stay away from is like chips and soda. That's something that kills your energy.
It just makes you feel gross.
It makes you feel gross afterwards. It's just, yeah, eating healthy food, staying fit, and eating healthy food in general while you study. Water as well.
Coffee.
For caffeine, staying awake.
Especially for caffeine, and hot tea is really good.
Green tea. Mm-hmm.
I have my tea that I love. It's like a peach tea with some cinnamon. And I drink my coffee black. I have about at least 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day.
So like she's having a lot of coffee, but she's having it black, so that's still minimizing all those fats.
Calories.
So yeah, exactly. So all those things that you can drink and eat, just take into account all those healthy things that could help while you study. And then planning out your day on the day of the exam, meaning if you wake up and you're realizing that's the day of the exam, but you didn't know about it. First off, you should always know about it. Usually professors or teachers in high schools let you know like months ahead of time, or at least a month ahead of time.
If you don't know you have a test the next day or that day, you're screwed.
Yeah, for one thing, you should already know that you're not prepared and you're not gonna see a grade that you want to see. Usually, if I understand that and I know that, I'm not really surprised, which is okay. But that's kind of like a lesson to be learned for the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this one over here, she's always very good at planning stuff.
I try.
I mean, she
my review.
Yeah, she plans out a review.
I mean, 4 pages long.
Yeah, it's like 4 pages long. But I wrote down everything that we were going to talk about in this video, as you can see. And then after I wrote down it in her notes phone, she wrote it down on the piece of paper. So we both have like something that we already have to be planned out. And then this is just for a video. But I mean, planning out your day can always be helpful because you can just follow along your list. Checking things off is always rewarding. Mm-hmm. I used to do that as well, and I kind of like that.
Especially if you have errands to run, things to pick up, prescriptions, anything.
Yeah, stuff like that. So if like you're usually a busy college student like her, like me, we're always doing stuff, whether it's together or separately. Planning out stuff, having lists of things to do, that always helps. This kind of goes along with planning out your day on the day of the exam, but planning out what you are going to study each week. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, what you're going to study on Monday, and then Tuesday, and etc. through the entire week. And it doesn't have to be, like, don't plan out a goal that's unreasonable, but plan out something small that you know that you can make. So do you have anything to add to that planning through your studying?
Well, I mean, planning is very good so you don't get overwhelmed by everything. I'm taking 4 classes plus labs, so I have a lot of things going on. For example, tomorrow I have a speech test over 5 chapters. I have a anatomy lab quiz tomorrow. And then I have studying to do tomorrow for my lecture quiz Tuesday. So it's just planning one day at a time.
Yep.
For the week.
Yep. And then this one, she's like, this isn't just like once every week. This is like almost every day for her.
Every day. You have to constantly study.
Yeah. Especially
for a science class.
Well, she's studying to be a nurse. And this is another reason why I wanted her to be in the video. But I'm studying to be in business or business law, and then she's studying to be a nurse for medical wise. So there might be different aspects of studying. I might be studying less, and she might be studying more, which is the case, by the way. I'm going to say that right now. It is the case. She studies way more than me, only because she has way more
stuff.
Much more stuff and much more information to retain and understand. Yeah. So yeah, planning out stuff to study each week. And two more. Second to last one is studying one single topic at a time. Meaning not like studying 3 things at a time, not going back and forth between classes. Sometimes I do that. It works for me, knowing that I'm getting something accomplished in each class. This is one of those things that just kind of has to suit you as a person, but studying one thing at a time does help generally. I feel like focusing on one class, but focusing on one thing for that class can help, like whether it's homework or a quiz grade or a test review, but just staying on one thing at a time. Does this sound about right?
I mean, yeah, I woke up about 12 today and I accomplished about 3 things. I first did my math homework, and then I did my study guide for speech, and I studied that. Took a break in between there, and then I made a study guide for my lab quiz, and then studied that.
Yeah. Last thing, overall, focus on small things overall, but a little bit every day if you can. Again, this is one of those things that can be like personally your choice. Obviously, studying one thing every day can be really good for you. It makes you really prepared. But I mean, depending on the way you study, usually determines the grades that you get in whatever class you're in. For college, I know that speaks for itself. If you put out everything you can towards a specific assignment or grade or test, then that's what you will receive, whether it's an A or B. If you don't care that much, then you're probably not going to see a decent grade. But I know for her, she studied really hard for one quiz, and she was completely prepared. And what'd you get?
I got 113.
She got 113.
And I have a 99 overall average.
99.6. Like, that's 100.
Same thing.
Like, that's 100, but, I mean, she studies so much. I mean, you see the room that I just showed you. She's always putting in work, but,
I mean, it just takes time and effort.
Time and effort. Time and effort is a big thing when studying.
It's about your mindset and what you have to put it towards.
Yep.
I mean, you pay for college, you take classes, you might as well just show up for class and do the work.
Right. In high school, you don't have a choice, so suck it up, kids. So yeah, guys, that is it for the top 10 studying tips. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, there's way more things that you can do and focus on, but that is it for this video. Please comment down below what you liked, disliked, suggestions for other videos. But please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe.
What he said.